Well, hello, my darlings. Back to share a very small treasure haul with you. I'm trying to be very good, and you use what's in my stash. But there were a few pieces, and I thought, no, they're coming home with me. This one is Country Diary Herbal, and I think this print was from like the late '90s. So a lot of it is sort of pictures of gardens and plans and things, but scattered through the first, you do have these sort of Edith inspired illustrations of particular herbs. So, and then you've got bits then dotted throughout that it is Edith's examples, but then there's a few plates in there like that. So there's definitely ones in here that will work well in an Edith. I mean, look at that. That's gorgeous. So no, there's definitely bits in there that are usable. So that's definitely Edith. That then is just a dandelion plate. So yeah, I thought, yeah, I've not had this one before. So I don't work much with photographs, but these illustrations definitely will get used. Oh, I love honeysuckle. I love honeysuckle. So that can come with me. Yes, thank you. That was 50p. I found a second copy of Flower Fairies. This one was 50p as well. So I'm not sure. I've got a box full of sort of Flower Fairy related things. In a box up on a shelf in here. So it's just one of those bucket list ideas to do a fairy journal. So yes, please. This is a second copy I've had of this. And it's the story of Edith Holden. It's sort of biography about her. So I know when I came across the first one, I thought, I'm not cutting it up, I'm not using it. But if I was to do another Edith, perhaps if there's a nice sort of photos of her that could be incorporated in there, some of her early drawings and things like that, and doodles are in here. Something like that could be incorporated into a cover plate or something. So yeah, that's I got that looks similar to the plate that was in the herbal book. Huh. So no, I need to sit down and actually read through some of it. But no, I thought I'll have this one. At least it's one I can play with now. I did pick up another Monet today. These, the Edith and these two were free. My friend and I went up to Carmarthen for lunch today, and we found these. And I did pick it up because there's, like, that is in Jez's kit. But it's in the other book as well, but it's very small. So there's some prints of Monet's that are in here that I've not seen before. And there's prints in here that I like that are much bigger that were in the other books. So definitely. So I've already got a copy of that. That's a little bit smaller than the one that was in the other book. There's a few in here I know are not in that other book. So, yeah, that will come in handy. And there's a few in here that I'm itching to try on the jelly plate. Look at that purple. Look at that purple and blue. That is so rich. I love it. There's another one here. I mean, this I want to have another go at on the gel plate. There was another one in here that I hadn't recognized. Where's it gone? Oh, I'll find it later. Or maybe it was in the next one. So yeah, there's some prints in there that are usable. So for free, yes, I will happily cut that up. Impressionist Garden. So this is based on a few, and I'm almost sure that's Monet in his garden with the big white beard. I could be wrong. Yeah. So this one's got a lot of Monet's works in it, but a lot of works by other authors. So, like, that's a Monet. That's a Monet I've never seen. that one's a Monet. This one I really want to try on the gel plate as well. Because those are just, you know, daubing on those yellows and oranges and then going back with the greens. Or perhaps start it and then finish in with that background. Or do it layer by layer. Start with the background and work my way up to the front. So that I definitely want to try on the gel plate. So there's a few in here that I want to use as sort of reference. And again, that's a Van Gogh, I think. That's another Monet. So yeah, there's a few in here that are really, really lovely and inspiring to use on a gel plate. I don't know if that's, does it say? That's Manet. Yes, that's a Monet. So yeah, it's there's some pieces in here that was it. That's a Monet I've never seen. And that now on the gel plate would be lovely to try to replicate. I just don't know if I would work from the background up to the top or from the top to the background. Or maybe both. Give it both a go. So, yes please. And this was in the same shop with the free books. £2 I paid for it. It's never been used. It's proper good brown cardstock and these onion skin pages underneath. And these are very nice to use on the gel plate as well. So, yes please. I don't know how many pages are in there, but for £2, it's worth that for the paper. It's worth that for the cardstock. Much less having all these onion skin papers in here to work with as well. So, on your treasure hunt and Starlands, look out for these type of scrapbook albums. Because the paper alone is worth it. I mean, I'd pay £2 at a shop for, you know, a pack of brown cardstock. So, the last little bits I found, not much. This is definitely probably a Temu thing, but you've got a couple of links of wax thread in there. You've got a sewing needle in there, 2 binder clips, and an awl. But I like the size of it, and I think I paid £1 for it. But I could always use more awls, because I got a couple over there that are starting to blunt on the end. So yes, I'll have that for £1. I'll come back to those. These I found hooked onto a jewelry stand. I don't know what that is. It's just a bracelet with a pin in it. I don't want that. I found one of these before, and I used it on the front cover of, I think it was the Edith journal. Yeah, it was the Edith journal. I put it on the front cover because if you can get that clip off and that pin off, you got a really flat, stunning flower then that could go on to the front cover, you know, that could go on the front cover of a book. And I think I did the one on Edith and I put some lace and stuff behind it. But I found 3 all clipped there together. So I paid £1 for the 3. So I'm pleased with those. Not sure about the little diamantes that are stuck on that, but never mind. Because I think the one on the Edith, I stained it as well with distress spray. So no, really pleased with those. So I'm keeping my eye out for those in the future. A little, not that I need more lace. I honestly don't need any more lace. That's a pretty little dainty piece that just needs to get flattened out. One necklace I picked up because it has all these like little charms, and I'm a sucker for autumn as well. So those 2 are definitely getting saved for the autumn. But then there's some interesting beads on here, like that one there. If you can see that, and there's another blue one there, and that one. Come on. Is it going to focus? So some interesting beads on there, and for the charms. So for £1, yes please. that can go and live. What is that? Sorry, it's probably not focusing very well. Oh, it's a teeny tiny owl. So no. Yes, please. I don't want anything that has to be too fiddly to take apart. So I always look, is it something that I can snip and everything falls off? Because I don't want a necklace that's got jump rings in between every single charm. Because it's going to stay like that, because I don't have the patience to sit down and disassemble it unless it's something really special. So that, thank you. This I'm absolutely in love with. Look at that. Now I think I did pay about £4 for this, but I want to say there's like about 3.5 meters of it, and it's so beautiful. See if I can get it on that book here. How she wrapped this up now. But look at that. It is so gorgeous. So I think I might be hoarding this one, but I use bits of it. Special applications for this. So this needs to go into my my basket to get tidied away with book page to go in my lace trays. There was one more piece there. It's a bit of an odd, I think this is meant to go onto the back of a chair, maybe. You know, like on the headrest of a chair in Granny's house. Because it's square at the top, and you've got that sort of detail at the bottom. But of course, all this can be used. That detail at the bottom, we can work with that, definitely. It's a little bit raggedy on the ends, but that's fine. And this piece can either be used or it can be taken in and used for tea staining. So, no, pleased with that one. Can harvest that. And the last bit I had was, next but last, is this fabric. I only got about 1/2 meter of it, but I just fell in love. It's very spring. The colors are just screaming springtime at me. Or even summer, or even something like the Flower Fairies thing. And I'm not normally a pinky person, but I really like the print on that. And that would take to having like antique, tea-stained lace and things like that with it as well. So, no, happy with that. The last one I picked up were these buttons. Now, these are, sorry for the crinkling. Let's see if I can get one of these open. There's a local lady here. Another crinkling picks up on camera awful. There's a local lady here that does, in a craft store, she's got a stand, and she does all sorts of wooden laser cuts. I've had a few of hers I've used in the past. And she had these buttons out. So there's about 3 different sizes in there. And then the jumbo ones. No idea what I'm going to do with them. But I think they're £1.20 a pack. And I'm supporting a local, crafter, a local artist. So I'm not sure. But ideas? Throw any ideas at me. Because, they're good thickness. Like, if you look at the big ones, they're really chunky. They're good size. So, painted, decoupaged, if I made sort of lacy fabric scrap, almost flowers out of them with that in the center, painted or gilded or decoupaged or whatever, it's thick enough where it would take a bit of enough abuse to be on the cover of a faceplate, I think. So that was the idea when I was standing in the shop. So any other ideas, darlings, please drop me a comment and let me know. So that's all for me on my little haul that I've had, as small as it is. But I'm being good. I'm being really good. And I know I was picking up things that are absolutely going to get used. So, that's all for me, darlings, and happy crafting, everyone, and happy treasure hunting, and hope to see you back again soon. Bye for now.